A piece of good news to my comrades in arms. After the adjustment of the WeChat policy, Zanhao's official account does not need to be migrated for the time being, and there should be no need to lose contact. Hong Kong's historic transformation has been successful. From now on, Western forces don't even think about meddling. 1021. A historic event happened in Hong Kong. On July 6, with 88 votes in favor, 0 votes against, and 0 abstentions, the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region Legislative Council passed the 2023 District Council Amendment Bill, hereinafter referred to as the Bill, for the third reading. It was gazetted and entered into force on July 10. According to the bill, the number of seats in the Hong Kong District Council will be changed from 479 to 470, and appointed members will be reset, and a qualification review system and performance monitoring system will be introduced. What does unanimous vote mean? 1 means that there is no objection, unanimous vote, of course no one objected. 2 means that the general situation is settled, even if someone still has an opinion in his heart, he dare not object. Why dare not object? Because the bill not only represents the will of Hong Kong, but also the will of the country and the people of the whole country. This is the final order after the chaos. Even if there are traitors and traitors in the team at this time, he has to withdraw his head in order to live. Before the bill was passed, Sun Kwok-wei, the Secretary for Constitutional and Mainland Affairs of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, said in a speech at the Legislative Council that half of 100 miles is 90. The passage of the bill is only a milestone in improving regional governance. There is still a long way to go, and there is still a lot of work to be done. Yes, this sentence is very accurate, because the regulations are dead, and whether they can be implemented depends on people. However, with the support of the central government and the people of the whole country, and the full implementation of the SAR government, any countercurrent can only be pushed away by history, and even a little wave will never be overturned. The chief executive of the Special Administrative Region, Li Jiachao, said that the revision of the law has implemented the principle of patriots governing Hong Kong at the governance level of the Special Administrative Region, so that the District Council is firmly in the hands of patriots. The reshaping of the District Council system in the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region has also received extensive support from all walks of life in Hong Kong. Poll results show that more than 80% of respondents have improved the content of the district governance plan. Patriots governing Hong Kong is the basic principle established by the central government. It not only represents the interests of all Hong Kong people, but also represents the common interests and will of the people of the whole country. The most important adjustments in the bill are the introduction of a qualification review system and a duty performance monitoring system. In other words, it is useless to just fool votes. The advantage of the introduction of the qualification review system is that all those who are not patriotic are excluded from Hong Kong's political life. In the past, those Hong Kong independence elements can also enter the Legislative Council through the support of people behind them and bribery. It may have happened, or even if there is a fish that slipped through the net, it will be discovered in time and measures taken. According to the latest bill, the rules of the new scheme of the District Council have undergone major adjustments. In addition to the introduction of a qualification review system and a duty performance monitoring system, changes have taken place in the number of district councillors and their selection channels. The total number of district councillors is adjusted to 470, which are generated from 4 channels. The ratio of appointment, indirect election, and direct election is about 4:2, plus 27 ex officio councillors. Among them, 179 seats will be appointed by the chief executive in person, 176 regional committee seats will be elected by the 3 committees of the 18 local administrative districts by unanimous vote. The ballot system is chosen by district voters. After such a reform, who can make any waves? Directly from the institutional mechanism, it has completely solved the problems that some legislation that should be promoted in the past could not be pushed forward, and this time the bill was passed by a unanimous vote. In addition, for example, the district council chairperson will be appointed by the district affairs officer of the district, so there is no need to fight for it, as everyone takes their place. In addition, in order to strengthen the regional governance structure, a regional governance steering committee will be established to be chaired by the chief secretary for administration. A regional governance task force will also be established. Regarding this major reform, Li Ka-chiao, chief executive of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, said on July 6 that this is an important milestone in the improvement of regional governance in the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region. Li Jiaqio said that we must plug the loopholes in the system and completely exclude anti-China chaos in Hong Kong from the District Council. Think about it, in 2019, the Hong Kong SAR government proposed to amend the Fugitive Offenders Ordinance and the Mutual Legal Assistance in Criminal Matters Ordinance, and as a result, there was such a big mess in Hong Kong. This time, a drastic reform was directly carried out on the entire rules of the Parliament, and the result was unanimously passed. Will there be any opposition forces in Hong Kong who dare to speak out? Frankly speaking, there must be a lot of dissatisfaction, especially those big capitals, but they have to hold back their dissatisfaction, dare to come out and say a word. Li Jiaqio said that the revision work implements the principle of patriots governing Hong Kong at the governance level of the SAR region, so that the district councils will be firmly in the hands of the patriots, and they will perform their consulting and service functions in strict accordance with the basic law, and serve the SAR region. Make due contributions to governance work and effectively respond to public expectations. Look, the patriots governing Hong Kong supported by the party and the country are loud and loud. With such a political foundation, I believe that Li Jiaqio's governance will be drastic. For example, just like the question about taking back part of the golf course land to build public rental housing a few days ago, no matter how much the relevant interest groups object, Li Jiaqio can very strongly say that the land should be taken back no matter what. Those golf lands have been leased to certain interest groups at a rent of 1,000 yuan for a long time, which has not produced any substantial benefits for Hong Kong. Now part of the land is taken back to build public housing, which is what the people of Hong Kong desperately need. I believe that with the strong support of the party and the country, Hong Kong will bid farewell to the pigeon cage era in a few years. However, we must also be aware that the poisoning in Hong Kong is very deep. Now that the upper levels have begun to straighten out the politics, but in terms of governance at the grassroots level, Hong Kong still has a long way to go. Here are two examples that everyone can see. A few days ago, 3 flight attendants of Cathay Pacific discriminated against non-English speaking passengers. As a result, public opinion in the mainland was very dissatisfied. And guess what? The Cathay Pacific Trade Union even expressed regret and heartache over the dismissal of the flight attendants. They obviously took the position of discriminating against mainland passengers. An airline that is supported by mainland passengers, its labor union actually regards discrimination against mainland passengers as political correctness. It is conceivable what kind of people control this grassroots. There are more typical examples. We all know why Hong Kong independence was so rampant in the past. It is because when the police arrested them, those foreign or dual nationality judges released them within minutes. Their Hong Kong independence activities will not be punished in any way, but will be encouraged. These judges, with the changes in the situation in Hong Kong, they no longer dare to mess around. However, judging from the sentencing, Zhang Hao still believes that there is still a lot of room for reform in Hong Kong's judicial system, especially those foreign judges, who should have been kicked out of Hong Kong long ago. In addition, the very ugly wig worn by Hong Kong judges is the tale of colonialism, and it should have been thrown into the trash can of history long ago. Therefore, the governance of Hong Kong still has a long way to go, but Hong Kong has made appropriate adjustments in the mechanism when the political system remains unchanged. At least those who are not patriotic will find it difficult to enter the political circle of Hong Kong. In addition, reforms in fields such as judiciary and grassroots governance are inevitable, but there is still a long way to go, and there are still many things to do. What Hong Kong is doing now is to plug the loopholes of the superstructure in the past first, and then plug the holes in other fields. In fact, after the return of Hong Kong, because we believe too much in Hong Kong people governing Hong Kong, as a result, with the infiltration of external forces and some capital forces, Hong Kong's politics gradually went to extremes. The political arena of anti-China chaos in Hong Kong. The emergence of this kind of situation shows that there were huge loopholes in our previous system, and this revision completely fills up these loopholes. After this reform, the functions of district councils will return to the position and role of non-political regional advisory organizations stipulated in the Basic Law. The future of Hong Kong will be based on the 3 principles established by the country. National security must be put first, the principle of patriots governing Hong Kong must be fully implemented, and administrative leadership. With these 3 principles, the administration of the Hong Kong SAR government can proceed smoothly, and the fruits of Hong Kong's development can benefit the people of Hong Kong. instead of, as in the past, the fruits of Hong Kong's development fall into the pockets of a very small number of people, while a large number of Hong Kong citizens can only live in a pigeon coop and eat the worst food. These fundamental problems in the system cannot be balanced by the hypocritical charitable associations of some rich people, but require the power of the state to truly balance the system and rules. Wen Weico reported on July 6 that a few days ago, the New Territories Youth Federation and Youth Research Hong Kong conducted an opinion survey on the improvement of regional governance plan, and finally successfully received 2,160 valid responses. The results of the survey found that more than 80% of the respondents clear or even very clear and support or even very support the improvement of the content of the regional governance plan, and about 80% of the respondents think it is beneficial or even very beneficial to society and people's livelihood. The reform of Hong Kong's governance system, I believe that Hong Kong citizens will understand more and more in the future, because they will get more and more real benefits. Some of the relevant people will also be seen clearly by more and more citizens. It turns out that what they represent is not the interests of Hong Kong people, but external forces or their own self-interest. Hong Kong is getting better, this time it is really getting better. The country's rectification of chaos will really make Hong Kong better. Hong Kong's problem has been solved, and I believe Taiwan's problem is not far away.